Hello everyone and welcome back to Premier Sim Gaming Leagues for the PCF3 Championship. We're here today for the third round of Season 32 at Zandvoort. One of my favourite tracks. It's a bit like, in my opinion, Suzuka and the Hungaroring put into one, which is pretty much perfect apart from the high curves, which everyone seems to hate. But yeah, apart from that, it's a perfect track. But we've also got two new drivers stepping into this championship this week. We've got Jan Halliday, a Shizou driver, and we've also got Leonard Goetze. Both of these two promoted up from F4, have an absolutely outstanding pace in F4, so they've been promoted up to F3. It's going to be exciting to see what they can do. Obviously, I don't think I've commentated over any drivers who've been promoted up into a new tier at PSGL, so it'll be interesting to see what they're able to do. Obviously, I think a top 3 or even a top 5 is possibly on the table for them, but we'll have to see, because absolutely anything can happen at PSGL and absolutely anything can happen at Zandvoort. But before we head over to Josh, who's got the standings results, make sure, if you're buying anything from GT Omega, to get a 5% discount by just typing in the checkouts, the code PSGL. Everyone loves a bit of a discount, bit of a bargain. 5% might not seem like a lot, but believe me, it is, and it helps us out, helps GT Omega out, so make sure to do that. But without further ado, we're heading over to Josh, who's got the standings and results.
So this is it then, the third round of the season, taking part here in the Netherlands at Zandvoort. In a week's time we'll be in Montreal, Canada as well. Round 5 of the season, taking part in Monaco before Silverstone from round 6 to the winter break. Then a couple of weeks later we're back in early January for Portugal, followed by Belgium, Australia, United States, and the season rounding out in early February as well in Abu Dhabi for an 11-round championship here at PSGL. And in terms of the Drivers' Championship, it's Flores Wires who takes the lead, 24 points with victory back in Spain as well, and 8 points in Bahrain. Jonas Martins goes into second place after 6 points in Barcelona and 16 race victory points as well in Bahrain. Just 2 points separate them, 5 points separate the top 3 as well. Make that top 4, because look at Vincent Nyquist on 17 points, Jake Finch on 16 as well, 10 for Cameron Downs. It's all close at the top. And in the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead the way on 30 points. They are 8 clear of McLaren, who are 2 clear of Ferrari, who are 1 clear of Mercedes, who are 2 clear of Haas. Very close in the top 7 positions. AlphaTauri, Williams and Alfa Romeo battling close together as well. Alpine and Aston Martin yet to get off the mark. Let's take a look around this circuit. Zandvoort in the Netherlands, a 2.646 mile circuit, 14 turns, elevation changing up and down, 3 bank corners as well, and one of the best circuits on the calendar to return to Formula 1. Get a good launch at the last corner of the banking and hurtle down towards turn number 1 of Tarzan. 8th gear flat out, hit the brakes with around 70 metres to go. A long sweeping double apex right-hander which tightens towards the pit exit. Turn 2 and 3 fall together as well, and now into the banking. Take a low line, let the car drift up high if you need it. It's not going to compromise too much on your overall lap time. Now coming through the dune section as well, really get the car up to speed as you take several parts of the track flat out. Lift up the brakes ever so slightly, drop down 2 gears down to 6. Full throttle now, drop down 5th gear, flick the car into the right, then back down 5th, 4th, 3rd, flick the car in once again and again back on the power. Turn 9 and 10 now. Hard on the brakes, to the left, double apex again, light the power and then open up the DRS zone as well. Continue with the power down towards the chicane, another heavy braking spot as well. Have to tarmac on the inside line as well to stop gravel coming onto the circuit. It's very tight, twisty, slow, stoppy section. Now it's all about the banking, the last corner here at Zandvoort. Get a good entry into the last corner and then boot it hard. Don't lift up the brakes once, keep the car to a low centre line. More degree there at the last corner there is at turn 1 at Indianapolis. Across the line, and that is a lap of Zandvoort.
Hello everyone and welcome back to PSGL. I've already introduced myself, but I'm Richie and joining alongside me is Josh.
Hello, hi everybody, welcome. Well, this is gonna be fun, isn't it? Back at Zandvoort, Netherlands,
Yeah.
tight, twisty circuit. It's an interesting one whenever we go here. And now we're in F3. I'm expecting a lot more overtakes and a lot more side by side carnage as well at this track.
Yeah, indeed. I was going to sort that out. Your camera was interrupting my camera. There we go. That's
Oh,
better.
that's weird.
Yep, we're
I don't want
fine.
that.
But yeah, for me, I'm excited most about seeing Jan and Leonard in here. This is going to be interesting. Seeing two, I don't think we've ever actually commentated over anyone being promoted up to our tier, have we?
No, we haven't actually done anything one promoted up to either F4 or F3, actually, and especially mid season as well.
Yeah.
I mean, not anybody that wasn't cheating, that is. So I'm looking forward to seeing what a genuine pace week they're going to have. We feel sorry for Louis going down to F6 as well, but he's learning on a wheel now as well, so that does take a little bit more time than what we're used to.
Josh, bump the mic up. You're very quiet.
Oh, am I?
Go into the chat. Yeah.
How's that, everybody? Am I better now? Am I better now? Apologies. It's all this stuff with football commentary as well. The mics are at different levels, so thank you for that, Cameron's dad as well. Let me know if this is any better. I'll keep moving it up and down as much as you like. But yeah, so Louis, a shame he's disappeared, but it's going to be excellent now. Thank you, Cameron's dad. Hi, by the way. And hello to Sloppy Cop as well. So hello. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It's a shame for Louis, but we've got two guys coming in who's going to be mega fast. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. We've got a very close title at the top as well, as we've been saying. So this is going to be fun.
Yeah, indeed. And I think the most interesting part about this track about this race is we've got Floris starting last, which isn't good.
Well, it's all because he went wide at the last corner, wasn't it, back in Bahrain, and at turn 14 went so wide off the track, as you were telling me in the pre-show as well. And so he's not going to be able to qualify. The championship leader by 2 points is going to start at the back of the field at Zandvoort. I mean, it's just carnage waiting to happen, isn't it, Richie? It's going to be great.
It is. It's going to be interesting. I was having a little chat with Floris earlier, and I'm not going to say his pace because I don't want to leak anything, but it could be possibly the fastest one on the track today. His medium pace was top notch.
I do hope so, because that's going to be fantastic if he can get through the front quite quickly. And safety cars, alternate strategies are going to be his friend today.
Yeah, it will, definitely. Bit of a, what track was it now? Was it Austria Silverstone for Perez, wasn't it? When he dropped to the back and got his way back with that lucky safety car and ended up finishing P2. So that's what Floris will be hoping for today. But maybe we'll see a bit of teamwork with his teammate. Zoltan Boulder, he's sometimes he seems quick, but sometimes he just doesn't seem quick. So it just depends if this is a track for him. If it's not, maybe he can help his teammate work his way through the field.
Yeah, got to be really... got to be on it in qualifying, haven't they? They've really got to be able to overtake and work together and coordinate good in qualifying. And if Zoltan Boulder qualifies higher up the grid, hold up the rest of the field to allow Flores to get through to the top. So there's going to be a lot of strategy in play as well. I must just say, sorry to everybody watching that it's not our usual pre-show, that we didn't have any highlights from last week. The video, yes, it downloaded to the computer, but it wouldn't let me play it and it wouldn't let me edit it. So instead, I'm going to have to re-record last week's race and we'll get it out for next week's pre-show as well in round 4. We'll have replays in round 2 and round 3 all together as well.
Yeah.
But that's why our pre-show is just a tiny bit different tonight.
Yeah. Also, I just on the chat, I don't know that was Harvey. Yeah.
Yes, I didn't actually said it.
We're really sad we can't commentate Harvey this season. We wanted to, and I was pretty much guaranteed to think that he was going to be in F3, and I saw he was F2 reserve. I was actually sad, which I've never been sad before over someone's performance being so good.
I can't be. Were you in Barcelona? Went for F2 when I did that one race before George came back? I don't think he was he?
No, he was in Zandvoort, and he qualified 5th, finished 5th, and when I said congratulations, he said that was cheeky. So I had to slate him for finishing 5th and said he should have won. But...
oh dear, it's always funny. But yeah, no, I didn't race Barcelona. Oh, yeah. How nice is, by the way, everyone seeing George back as well in the commentary box as well.
Nice.
That's been a lot of fun as well, and hopefully he won't mind if either Richie or me ever needs just dipping out as well. That George pops into F3 for a little bit as well. We are filling for time a little bit because it's 2 minutes past the hour and there's still nothing from qualifying. All 20 cars are there.
We was waiting for Tom. Tom's only just in the lobby. And also, sorry about all the sniffing and coughing today. I've got a really bad cold. Yeah,
you right?
I'm all right. I was going to say, F2 and F4, Harvey F2 was questionable on the first lap. F4 was also questionable on the first lap. There was many angry people in the F2 race. I'm not going to mention who, but you know who I'm on about. So, yeah, hopefully we have none of that today. And we have actual people being able to race fair. But speaking of...
I want race fair, but I do want some contact as well. I mean, we're all human. We want to see some accidents and get some things in, but it's going to be fun. Qualifying's about to get underway, actually. They're about to start. They're just going into the lobby now, actually, which is good. Wonderful circuit Zandvoort as well from the sky.
It is. Like I said in the intro, it's probably my favourite track in general because I love these old school circuits like Imola, the Hungaroring, Suzuka, Zandvoort. They're my favourite. They're not the best in terms of producing racing, but when you do get people side by side, especially through that first sector, through turn 1 up towards turn 7, that is absolutely amazing. But we've got to hope
out side by side. Yeah, great.
We've got to have faith in people actually being able to drive though, because if F2 is anything to learn by, it needs improving. And F3, or just in general, every week commentate, it seems to go well. Apart from my first ever race, which I'll commentate for PSGL, which is why Netherlands is probably my favourite race to commentate on. I mentioned it to you now. Yeah. I mentioned it to you many times. It was season 30, round 9 when we was at the Netherlands. My first race, and it was absolute carnage on the last lap. I think we had 5 cars DNF on track on the last lap of the race. It was carnage.
It was absolutely mayhem. And do you remember we had a side-by-side at the line as well to kick off everything? So that was a lot of entertainment. But green light is on at the end of the pit lane. 18 minutes is underway, and now we'll get to see exactly what everyone's got. Harvey saying it's a dry quality and dry race, by the way. Okay, well, that's slightly disappointing, isn't it, Richie? Because now we're not going to have the excitement of having a wet rain shower coming like we thought we might have back in Barcelona.
Yep, we did, and it never happened. But we'll have to see, because it is approximate weather, so the chance of it raining are low, but I don't like rain, especially around this track. It will just be worse, so I hope it's dry for this track.
I do too, and nobody does like the rain.
No. But Leonard is taking the Aston Martin, and then we have Jan, who's taking the McLaren. Obviously, I've mentioned before, these two come from F4. Reserves, we've got Corey de Backer in the Alpine. We have Jeremy's been promoted up to Williams. So I think that's I think Corey's the only reserve here today, if I'm correct.
Looks like it.
Yeah,
and
because
left did yellow sector 3 already, so they're just getting ready for their lap times. Left did will be the first one to start a lap.
Nope,
then.
Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy started it. You're right. Jeremy's got out ahead. Here he is. We're following him now. Tricky turn 3. It's slightly banked as well. Takes a lot of inside line, middling as well. As I said earlier, don't be afraid to let the car drift up wide because it's not going to lose you too much time. This is the section that Richie loves, all the way down to turn 7.
It is.
Light the brakes, isn't it? From 8th gear down to 6th, but you barely lose any speed. It's constant flat out. It's like a roller coaster, this track. More than any other I know of. But you make a mistake here, and you're in a wall quite quickly.
Yeah, that's an issue. And that's I suppose that's the excitement of these tracks. You never know what's going to happen, because these curbs are absolutely lethal. And the runoffs, there's a runoff, but the runoff isn't that big. So it can cause it to be very easy to DNF, especially even parts like this here, coming up in towards Ari Lyndike. This is a really terrible place to DNF and just lose the rear completely on that entry curb. And then let's see what Jeremy can do coming towards the line now. What time does he set that body? Sets on a 1:10.383, puts him provisional first. Lefted next across the line, goes first with a 10.1.
Wow, so, and Jonah Martins goes into P2, 110.213. Bogdan Moldovan goes 4th, 110.536. Finn McKee goes 3rd, 110.296. Leonard goes 3rd. Wow, that's a great time there, 110.264. And loads of time starting to come on the board now as well. Flip Waters goes 9th on a 110.671. But Lefted, Jenna Martins and Leonard, 1, 2, 3. Good job there from Leonard getting up there, proving he's on the pace. As Jan Handler as well goes into 5th for SHZ on a 110.334. Oh, and immediately beaten by, again, Vincent Nyquist
really
going
nice.
2nd.
Sergio's off from his lap and then turn 13. Tom Martinez, he's just pebble set to 2. He's coming into our line dike now. Let's see what Tom he can set up the board. Tom's not been on the ultimate pace this season, but hopefully we can see something from him soon. Let's see what he does coming up towards the line. He sets a 1-0. Oh, puts in P5. Very nice from Tom there. That's what we like to see. But I think the biggest surprise for me is Vincent 2nd. Really nice.
Yeah, that's a good one for Vincent. He's backed off on this lap time. He's got a Ferrari just ahead of him, but a 110.188 is a good opening time. Many drivers now coming back into the pit lane to just 1 lap as well on these soft compound tyres. Seeing a lot of yellows out there on the track, but the entire field then still setting lap times. Corey de Backer goes 12th on a 110.429 as well. And Flores Wires in the pit lane will start this race from the back, and Zoltan Bodo, his teammate, is just heading out there on his out lap now.
Yeah. I'm just going to comment. Colt Duningolo, he's another reserve. I forgot him. He's gone.
Well, he's usually in F4, isn't he? So that's why it's just natural instinct for us.
But he's gone 15th, and he was on the medium tyres. He's taking a bit of a different approach. He's going to get his bank lap on the mediums, and I presume he'll get a couple of laps. He's either going to try and get another 2 or 3 laps out on some softs, get his bank from the medium, or he wants to save a set of softs for the race, which could be interesting. Sergio Sabrino goes 4th. I don't know if we missed that one. That's a really nice lap from him. Gets past Leonard by, 11 milliseconds. Zoltan Bodo, though, about to start his lap. We'll go on board with him now as he comes in towards Tarzan Bot. And very nice. You can see late on the brakes, and you've got to be very careful on the throttle on the exit. You can see Williams. Yep, Williams getting out the way for him into turn 3 now. He's taking the low line. He's not going to take the Fernando Alonso route. On the exit of turn 4, perfect. And he's now going to charge up towards the end of sector 1. Let's see what Tommy can do. He's going to go purple. Let's have a little look now. He does go purple. 24.5. Now coming through in towards turn 8 now. Let's see. He's going to hop the curb slightly and then going to keep the car nice and stable through towards turn 9. Very nice. Early on the power on gear 5. He's going to shoot then to 4th. And then into turn 10. Very nice on the exit. Nice early on the power. Hop the curb a little bit. Now charging down towards 11 and 12. A very annoying chicane. Yellow flags ahead. That's due to someone going slow. Hops the curb completely. Surprised he didn't invalidate that one. That was a close one.
I was thinking invalidation as well. He jumped that completely on 4 wheels.
Yep, he did. And now he's into the final corner. Area line dike now. Up the big curved bank is going to stick to the inside. Swaps to the outside on the exit. Let's see what time Zoltan Bodo can put on the board. He's going to go to the 9s. No, he's not. But he's going to go 8th to the 10.3.
Good time then from Zoltan Bodo. Gets himself up there as well. That'll help out. First of all, to put on intermediate in the pit lane because he may as well. Going to see what the strategy is going to be. He's not allowed to leave the track even for an acclimatization, we understand. As everyone gets started, lefted top then, 110.167. Vincent Nyquist second, 110.188. Yona Martins is third, 110.213. Sergio Sabrino is fourth, 110.253. And it's Leonard who's the bigger surprise for me. I think there, Richie. Came in first race, P5.
Very nice from him.
264.
And the top 5 are separated by less than a tenth. The top 12 are separated by less than 2 tenths, and then the top 15 are separated by just over 3 tenths. And it's still a shame for Bogdan. 15th. It's not what he wants. Lefted, however, 69 milliseconds up in that first sector. This is looking really good for Lefted. He is. Obviously, he qualified quite well in Spain. I think he was on the front or second row. And then he unfortunately... He had an issue with Zoltan Bodo on lap 1, turn 4, and he DNF'd. So we haven't really got to see much of Lefted and see what he's able to do. But we can see now come to the sector 2. He's up by a 10. This is going to look really good for him into the possible...
Jeremy top. Sorry to get a question there, Richard. Look at that. 110, 1,
That's
2,
very nice.
3 from Jeremy. Puts himself top. But as you said here, it does come Lefted, so I'll come back to you. Yeah,
track evolution is really high around here now. And we can see Lefted now. Let's see. What could he put on the board? Is he able to take the pole from Jonah Martins with a 109.8? And he can't. He only improved by 200ths. Really bad for him.
Yeah, Yona Martins really surprising everyone there with a 109.810. So he's the first one to break through with 10 minutes left. Flores is just heading out to the track now with Inters, so he doesn't set any meaningful time. He'll stay 20th. That's quite smart for him, to be fair.
Indeed.
You can tell he's next F1 Esports, can't you?
And Oscar Villacampa goes 4th with a 1:10.147, and Leonard Gertz was up by 1.5 tenths. He's set to 2. Jan Hurley goes 2nd. Vincent Neufeld takes that 2nd. Leonard Gertz goes to the 2nd row. At the front of the 2nd row. This is really close now between these guys. Jake Finch goes 5th. This is interesting.
Well, Flores just coming across the line now, we believe. So this is him. I'm just seeing he's back into the pit lane. So he's done a lap time to make sure everything's all right in Inters, and he's gone back in. But Jake Finch P5, 1:10.098. This is incredibly close between everybody right now in the field. Who's that? So one of the Haas cars further back I just saw. That was Finn, wasn't it, coming through?
Yep, it was. On board with Philip Waters now. We haven't seen much of Philip at all, but is he let off? No, he's not. We'll go on board with Philip.
No,
he comes in set to 2, and he's 4 seconds there, so he has let off. Tom has let off as well. Bogdan Moldovan's going to the pit lane. Harlem is invalidated. Zoltan Bowler's in the pit lane. Codorn is coming up to the line now to see if he can improve. He does to 10th. Very nice, just before his teammate Cameron Dowds. And now I'll have you wrong. Cameron Dowds' point finishing streak has now increased to 14 because someone got a penalty in the last race, meaning he got promoted up to points.
That is correct. So Cameron Dowds does keep that going up to 14 races. Started that in Formula 4, continuing that in Formula 3. And now everybody dives back into the pit lane then for a new set of tyres before presumably one final run. 8 minutes 15 left on the clock. And now the work begins. Final tweaks before going into the race. Jona Martins, though, the man to beat, a 1:09.810 on the soft compound tyre. 2 tenths clear of everybody else as well, because Vincent Nyker's 1:10.03, and then we've got Leonard on 1:10.0. The same for Jan and for Jake. Jeremy's got a 1:10.1, the same as Lefted, Villacampa, Cameron, and Courtney Golo. Sergio's got a 1:10.2, so he's going to Backer, Finn. Then we've got Philip there too, Tom Martinez, Bogdan Moldovan, a 1:10.3. We're watching, he's just left the pit lane actually on my screen. It cut to him. He's the first one with the 1:10.3, the same with Harlan Marquez and Zoltan Boda, and Jack Humphries with the 1:10.4. So the field are spread around about by, 6 tenths of a second? That's not bad at all, is it?
The track evolution is so high. You look at Tom Martinez, he was 5th on his first run. He's now 15th. So the track has evolved so much. And Jona Martins, where that lap time has come from, I don't know. Well, that's like, 3 tenths ahead, I think, of nearly everyone, which is just mad. Sergio Sobrino's on a lap now. He's being held up by lots of cars coming through Sector 1. Let's see, is he up in Sector 1? Yes, he is. But just under half of a tenth now. Let's see what he can do.
Oh, he's gone wide! He's gone off. Oh, no!
And
that is how not to do a qualifying run at Zandvoort. He's gone straight into the kitty litter.
Yeah, not good. But he's got another chance to try again. Obviously, there's still 7 minutes left of the session. Roder back up. He'll be next to start a lap.
Connor's just said in the chat, F4 guys doing well, but to be fair, F4 was as quick or quicker than F3 as a whole in the Bahrain-Spain quali. They were quick. F4's got some quick guys in.
Jonah's already bet the F4 pole time in Zandvoort. The pole time for F4 was a 1:10.034, which would be 3rd here in F3. But Leonard looking really good to be in 3rd, and then obviously Jan 4th. So we've got an F4, previous F4 second round lockout with McLaren having a really good qualifying session. 1st and 4th. Yeah. And then apart from that, there's not many other teams that are doing well as a whole. Because you've got Ferrari, 5th and 14th.
15th now, because is that Zoltan Boda just jumped up to 12th, I think.
Yep,
yes, it was. Yes, Zoltan's jumped up from 18th to 12th. So there's time to be found there. Oh, he's the 10th up, Corey de Backer.
He is. Very nice coming through set to 2. Let's see now what he can do coming into Ari line right now. Is he able to get himself into that top 10? He's only 3 positions away, but 3 positions is a lot here. So let's see what he can do. Coming out of the final corner now, up towards the line, what can Corey de Backer set on the board? A 1:09 is not possible, but he'd been to P10. Very nice.
1:10.180. We're getting and immediately beaten by Bogdan Moldovan. He does a 1:10.163. So fractions of a second are setting the grids here at Zandvoort with 5:12 left on the clock. And Jona Martins is back into the pit lane. Lefted has just done a 1:09.974 and has jumped up into 2nd position. So Lefted's rejoined the party after being away for a little bit.
Yep, Leonard's invalidated, but Yanni's up, and he goes to third with a 109.985. But yeah, Leonard invalidated coming out of turn 7. Jake Finch, he's up by a 10th in set to 2. Let's see what he can do in his Ferrari. Coming up towards the line now. Is he able to get himself into that top 4, top 3? Yes, he is. Goes third with the same time as Left did.
Wow. Wow. That's happened for the second week running that we've had exactly the same time. We had it back in Bahrain. It's happened now at Zandvoort. 109.974. And that proves that there is just nothing between these drivers. This is how hard it is as well to place people in the correct tiers. They are all over the place, but still setting the correct times on the right tyres. So now, Jona Martins has a firmer grip, I would say, Richie, on the pole time.
Definitely. And Codorn is into the pit lane. So watch Tom Martinez. He's 10 seconds down, set to 1. So, yeah, I don't think he's on a lap. Harlan Marquis, currently 18th. Not what he wants for his qualifying session. He's currently on a lap now, coming down towards turn 11. Let's see, is he up? He's down, but he could set to purple, set to 2. So he must have had a really, really bad set to 1. Let's see what Harlan can do now. Is he able to improve from his 1:10.3 and put himself into that, I'd say, top 15? Bogdan Moldovan having a really good qualifying session so far, setting the exact same time as Philip Waters for a P10. But on board with Harlan now, and he goes into the pit lane.
So Bogdan's done a 1:10.163. So we've got two different drivers setting exactly the same lap times.
Yeah.
Well, this is just this is madness that's going on right now. Someone check the matrix in case we're glitching.
Well, the qualifying times though, it's so close. We're going to go to the gap to leader, and look at that. Look at that between P1. P2, sorry, down to what, P14, it's about 2/10, I think, if I've got that right.
Yeah.
And then P7 to P13 is all within 0.06 of a second, which is just...
This is insane.
But then again, we saw that with F2 and with F4, the qualifying so close around this track. Because it's such a short track as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's little room to get wrong. We'll see this at Austria as well because it's a tight circuit. There's only really one racing line. So it's basically whoever keeps their foot in it hard enough. And we're seeing that in, as you said, in F2, now F3, and we saw in F4 earlier on this evening as well. The fact that they're just keeping their foot in the entire lap time. And the traffic has been a little issue here today. They've all been very generous with each other.
Definitely. And Sergio Sobrino on a lap in the Mercedes. Currently P15, so he definitely wants to get himself out of that bottom 10. Let's see what he can do in set to 1 now. He's down by 8/10, so he's let off, I presume. Otherwise, he's having a really slow lap. Who should we go on board with? We'll go on board with Theo McKee. He's currently on an out lap, just coming out of turn 10, or as the Dutch would call it, box 10. I'm trying to perfect my Dutch, but it's not very good because half the corner names around this track I cannot pronounce.
Do you want me to call Synthel and get him to have a go?
See, I can pronounce Tarzan Bocht, Box 9, Box 10, and Ari Lyondike, but that's the only ones.
We'll have to find out. Synthel's going to have to teach me. Synthel is one of our commentators on a different channel as well that helps us out as well for the F1 watch-alongs. And as a Dutch nationalist, he is as well. He lives in the Netherlands, and he always corrects us and comes in very handy with Dutch pronunciations. So we'll have to have a masterclass with him at some point.
Well, on board with Theo McKee now.
I just thought Flores it's his home race. We should have got him in the commentary box for qualifying.
We should have,
because he's been banned.
He's got his quali ban. Give him a quick message.
There's 4 minutes left. He'll be racing soon.
Flores, unfortunate, he's got his quali ban because he extended the track limits at turn 15 or 14 in Bahrain last week, and he still set the lap, so he's got a qualifying ban. And as I said earlier, I was speaking with him earlier, and he said that, well, I'm not going to say his pace, but his pace on the mediums was probably the best pace out of anyone. I think the only person that looks like can challenge you is probably Jonah, but Flores down in 20th, and Jonah's up in 1st. So there's a big gap between them. Oh, Theo getting so close to that Mercedes. I think it was Sergio Sobrino. But he's up by a 10th in set to 2 now. Let's see what he can do. Set time on the board. I think there's actually a few people close to the line.
Ideally, he needs to get to 8th ahead of Villacampa. That's what Finn needs to do as he comes out the last corner. Boots it hard. Just so... Oh, he's boxing. Boxing. Wow. Okay. Oh, no, he's not. That's full dust. Taking the control line. And he goes into 14th, the 1:10.193.
Vincent.
So a thousandth off for Coligolo.
Vincent nearly got his... He was about a 10th off his set to 2, but he unfortunately only improved by, I think it was less than half 10th, puts him up to, well, keeps him 5th. Cameron Dowds, though, a P7 with a 10.053.
Check it out.
And let's see if we can... Ooh, Jan Holiday
what?
spun on
Yeah,
his
same
one.
picture.
Lefted, goes, and he improves to a 9.28.
Jonas Martins
He's
five
up.
thousandths of a second up. Yeah, that's insane. He's going to go even quicker. There's an Alpine in his way. Gets out of the way. Bogdan Moldovan goes 8th. Jeremy's into the pit lane, so he's done with that. Jake, I think, is coming towards the line. Zoltan Boda has retired. I think Jake's crossing. Jake starts 3rd. Tom Martinez 11th, Phillips 12th, Harlan Marquez 17th. It looks like it's going the way for Jonas Martins, but can he improve? He's got a car on the racing line and he's lost it. Big snap of oversteer coming onto the banking, and that's the fastest time gone, or is it? 107, 108. No, he's decided that's enough and comes into the pit lane. He has provisional pole position at the moment. Vincent 7 seconds off the pace, so he's not going to do anything about it. Cameron down pits. Villacampa can't do it. And that's it. Jonas Martins has pole position for this event with an absolutely astonishing 109.810.
Really nice there from Jona. Untouchable with that time there. Sergio let off his lap. I think Oscar was up, but he's lost time, so he starts 11th. But it's the qualifying's very interesting here because I didn't expect to see Jake finish 3rd. I definitely didn't expect to see Bogdan Moldovan 8th, which is his best qualifying here this season, which is really good. Hopefully we can get Bogdan with some points. He's the only driver in F3 this season that has attended the first and second round and has got no points in both, which is a big shame for him indeed. But yeah, Jona takes pole by just over a 10th of a second to Lefted, who's had a really good qualifying here and put himself onto that first row, followed by Jake finishing 3rd, and then Jan Halliday, and then we've got the rest of the top 10, Vincent, Leonard, Cameron Dowds, Bogdan Moldovan, Jeremy, and Corey DeBacca. And then the bottom 10, Oscar, Tom, Philip, Sergio, Codorningolo, Theo McKee, Harlan Marquis, Zoltan Boda, Jack Humphries, and Floris. Very unfortunate from Jack Humphries, 6/10 off Jonas Martins' time.
Absolutely. But qualifying the race is starting soon, but we're going to have a quick word from our sponsor at GT Omega as well before the race gets underway.
A nice word from our sponsor, from GT Omega. If you would like a 5% discount code, because who doesn't love a discount on a product, especially from GT Omega? Their chairs and their products are absolutely amazing. So make sure when you get to the checkout, you put in code PSGL and you get 5% off, which is, it might not seem like a lot, but believe me, it helps you. You get some money off.
Here we go.
Helps them and it helps us.
Done that perfectly. Here we go then. Times are coming on. Time to look at the lights here at Zandvoort with 3, 4, 5 on. Action at Zandvoort. Very quick lights out. Didn't hold them for very long. And that's going to help Lefted try and cut across on the inside down towards Tarzan. Jonas Martins going to be around the outside. Look at Jake Fritz in the Ferrari. Great getaway from him. Trying to slot into 3rd position. Has to stay back. Lefted down to 2nd. Jonas Martins with a brilliant run as well. Bear Grylls been proud of the way he's stomped off the line. And Sergio and Tom have jumped right to the back. Harlem's dropped down a couple of positions as well. So I think that was Leonard side by side with Cameron Downs further back. But Jonas Martins leads as they head down through turn 7.
Yep, I'm watching Jeremy Nose on the back of Zoltan Boda for 13th. And he's right on the rear of Zoltan, but just couldn't get past him in turn 6. But this is really interesting. We can see now going into turn 9, the cars are going 3, 4, 5 abreast. And Zoltan's still fighting with the cars ahead and also fighting with the cars behind. Jeremy, just right on the back of him. Floris already made his way up to 16th, just behind Harlem now. Should be able to clear him pretty soon, but Floris having a really good start, moving himself up 5 positions.
Yeah, so Tom and Sergio, you can see them on the driver tracker, are dropping back. Great start as well from the Red Bull as Villacampa has passed Corey DeBacca coming into the last corner as well. This banking as well, which is steeper than turn 1 at Zandvoort. Sorry, turn 1 at Indianapolis 500 is what I wanted to say, because Jonas Martins has gone fastest as well with the top time as Harlem trying to pass Flores. Flores on the inside, and Harlem's repassed him down towards turn number 1.
Yep, and Flores pushed onto the grass by Harlem there. That was a really close one. Could have been a bit of contact, but Flores avoided it pretty well. But yep, Flores still stuck in 16th. This is the type of things that Flores doesn't want. You know, he doesn't want to be held off by drivers ahead. He wants to get himself into that top 10 and score some points to secure his championship lead. And at this point, Yana looks like he's going to take the championship lead. Absolutely amazing performance so far on the second lap of this race. Just 6/10 ahead of Lefty, and I don't think Lefty's going to be pushing too much to get past him anytime soon. But still, watching Zoltan Bode, he's had a bit of, I think he had a bit of contact with Coldorn last lap. And them two are still fighting for 12th, with Jeremy still fighting for 13th. He's still in the back of Zoltan, but still just can't get a move. That's the issue with this track. He can be right behind someone, but making a move is another question. And everyone's within 2 or 3 tenths of each other, apart from Tom and Sergio at the back, who must have had a spin down at turn 2 on the first lap. But Corey de Baca on the back of Oscar Villacampana, coming out of Areline Dyke, and he's just about 1.5 away, and he's losing time down the straight. Oscar must have...
this.
Yeah, Oscar's either burning his energy or just it's got more top speed than
and I think Harlem has just passed Jeremy into turn 1. He has, with a great move for slipping on the inside line further back. We saw in the TV pictures. So great little lunge there. Oh, you got to it just in time. Well done, Richie.
Yep,
I just saw that as Zoltan's holding through in 13th position as well. So clean getaway, bar the 2 of Tom and Sergio, who have come into the pit lane as well to get some new tyres and damage control, which was pretty much needed. But good getaway. Lap 3 out of 36, and Yana Martins leads by 0.6 of a second to Lefted, who in turn is 0.4 ahead of Jake Finch.
Yeah, really nice start from many drivers. Corey de Baca also having a really good start, and Bogdan Moldovan. I said to him a lot. I said he needs to get points today. I messaged him and he said, well, he'll try. And at the moment, he's looking good to do so. Cameron Dave's also looking to put his point finishing streak in PSGL up to 15. He's currently 7th, so that'll take him 4 points, I believe, home. Can you get the time entry up? Can do indeed.
So they come down then onto the start-finish straight once again. Corey de Baca on the back of Oscar Villacampa. Yana Martins to 1:13.818, fastest lap of the race so far, and moving towards the pit wall with an awesome lunge here. Harlem Marquez trying to go right on the inside line, side by side. Zoltan Bode sending on the outside through turn 2 and 3. Zoltan's got the inside line. There's contact and spinning in the middle of the pack. That goes Harlem Marquez into instant retirement, and he's hit the wall, and I think it's triggered. I think a full safety car it has. Safety car deployed, and it was multiple cars involved as well, as Jeremy got caught up in it.
Oh my god, that was something. And Josh, we hadn't had any safety cars yet, but of course it's Zandvoort, the track where we've experienced many DNFs. We've already got one safety car. Very...
Well, this is going to be yellow breed yellow situation.
I'll be honest, from Zoltan, that was pretty... That was, I wouldn't say the most legal tactics. Down to turn 1, he nearly put Harlem in the wall. That meant Harlem have to brake a bit later. And then coming in towards turn 3, Zoltan just, it looks like he just turned into him. And then behind, I think, who was it hitting him? Was it Tom Martinez or was it Jeremy or something that hit him? Yeah, someone hit him going into turn 3.
Look. So I've got the replay. So Zoltan's going to cut him off. Round goes Harlem. He gets collected by Jeremy, who knocks off the wheel. Then that was actually Flores who got through the debris on the inside as well. So, and Jack Humphries, as you said, was involved. So 4-car pileup. Jeremy's got some wing damage, and Harlem Marquez with no wheel is out of the race. Yeah, Flores was involved in that. Wow.
Yep, and they've had to go for a double pit stop here in Red Bull. And let's see, does he have damage? No. So he's just going for a pit stop. He's 17th. He's lost 1 position under safety car due to pitting. So this is going to be interesting what Flores' plans are. But going for the medium, bit early. Very... It is, but we'll have to see if it works. I'm sure Flores has got enough experience with having to pit under safety cars, obviously being in F1 Esports in 2019. You know, he's got some experience with having to work on some different strategies. Plus... Then again, we did see Mercedes on mediums here at Zandvoort this year, and that seemed to pay off for them until Hamilton had a bit of a cry on the radio because they didn't pit him. Cow says medium. That's possible. And I think that actually, that is very possible, isn't it?
I think he's right. I do actually agree with that strategy. As we see the field under the safety car, just as Flores were watching on the screen, just catching up to the pack as well. And Jonas Martins leads, left in second, Jake Finch is third, Jan is in fourth, Vincent Nyquist fifth, Leonard sixth, Cameron Dowds has stayed seventh, Bogdan Moldovan improved from 10th to 8th on the opening lap, Villacampa is 9th, and Corey De Baca rounds out in 10th position. Philip Waters is 11th, Corin Ligolo 12th, Jack Humphreys 13th, Zoltan Bodas 14th, Finn McKee is in 15th, Flores Wise in 16th, Jeremy is in 17th, and hello, that's into the pit lane comes Finn, so he's going to change the order, so that puts Zoltan Boulder into 14th, Flores Wise into 15th, Jeremy 16th, Sergio Sabrino 17th, Tom Martinez will now go to 8th. No, actually, just say he holds it back, so he's too far back on the track. So it'll be Finn 18th and Tom Martinez 19th, who now gets brought back into the race with this safety car. So that's what they were praying would happen, and it has happened.
See, the thing is, Red Bull are leading the constructors by, I think it was 8 points to McLaren.
Come into this one.
But Zoltan and Flores are running 14th and 15th. However, McLaren are running 1st and 4th, which is, that's
McLaren,
what, 16 points to Jonah, and then how many will it be for?
12.
It'll be 8.
So 24 points.
Something like that, yeah, which is really good for those guys.
It'll swing massively once again in the championship, which is just insanity.
It is, and the thing is, we'll start to see after a few rounds who's consistent and who isn't. Because we know everyone here is capable of putting that top time. But it's about who can consistently stay up there. Obviously, everyone's running the hards apart from Flores, Zoltan, Jeremy, and Sabrino. I don't know why he pitted early. But the safety car's in his lap, so the restart will happen from Jonah, followed by Lefted and Jake. We'll go on board with Jake and see how he gets off at the start. Let's have a look. Carter says, I think Tom Martinez wins.
Hi, Carter.
Ambitious, but I don't believe you. And I don't think that'll be right. But Jake, right on the back of Lefted, warmed up his tyres. When does Jonah decide to go? He's going to leave it a little bit late. Does he go up to the line or will he go now? He's gone. And that is lights out. Really nice start from Jonah, but not very good start from Lefted. Under pressure from Jake Finch now into turn 1 there. And also Vincent fighting Jan Halliday at the back. Oh, and Jan has a big snap. Bit of contact between him and Vincent. But Jake still fighting for that P2. He's going to go around the outside, take the Fernando Alonso route round turn 3.
Oh, he's going to do it! So ambitious! Beautifully done from Jake! Oh, and Martinez is out of the race! He's made contact with someone! Is that going to trigger another safety car? I think it was on the back of Jack Humphreys as well! So we've got Martinez out at turn 3. Will that trigger another safety car? Or at least a virtual? But brilliant from Jake Finch up into 2nd position. Left it down to 3rd. Vincent staying in 4th position, but brilliant round the outside, as you said, Richie. Genius from Jake to get up the position. And Martinez is still there. And there's no sign of the safety car.
Yeah, absolutely amazing overtake from Jake there. You can't fault that one at all. Round the outside at turn 3. But Philip on the back of Corey. I thought he was going to make a move then, but he's too far back. But yeah, unfortunate for Tom. He's, well, Carter said he'd win. He's DNF'd at 19th, so it hasn't gone to plan for him at all. Flores on the back of his teammate, and his teammate on the back of Caldor now. These mediums seem to be working wonders. We'll go on board with Flores now. He's looking to get possibly a double overtake down towards turn 1. Yes, he is going to look for a double overtaking towards turn 1. Can he get it? That's the question. And he's got it. He's done it.
Brilliant! That was literally tense as you like it. Flores was up into 12th position. You said his pace was better on the mediums than anybody else's, and now look, he's 3rd fastest on the mediums for 3 laps, and he's quicker on that last lap than anybody else as well. Yeah. So this is good stuff.
But Corey, I've noticed these, well, the laps have actually been racing. He's always on the back of Villacampa, just can never get past, which is an issue, like I've said before. On this track, you just can't overtake. Overtaking's very scarce. Jeremy on the back of Coldon in goal on it, to turn 9. He's going to go up the inside. And that means Coldon's going to have the inside in towards turn 10.
And what's happened to Philip? He's dropping down the order as well, as you said. So Philip's down into 13th. That's put Flores up into 11th. Corey De Baca is all up in the back and looking for a move on Oscar Villacampa. Didn't really make out, but the Red Bulls are going to make a charge through on the faster mediums.
They are. This is a really good strategy from Red Bull at the moment. Obviously, going to have to pit again. We'll probably be onto the mediums, as Cow's already said. But yeah, Flores and Zoltan doing wonders. And you can see now Flores right on the back of Corey De Baca, right behind, coming out. of the final corner. And let's see, he's going to get him in towards turn 1. I can see that without a doubt. And he's going to go side by side with Corey into turn 1.
That's going to be brave if he can hold it. Yep, he can.
Holds it.
And is Zoltan going to look on the inside? No, too far back. So Flores over to 10th position and into the points after 9 laps of racing. So what can he do with the remaining 9:18:36? So he's got a lot of time left.
He has. He's got 2 reservoirs left to go, so he's got to keep that pace up. He's already on the back of Villacampa now, coming in towards turn 7. And look at this pace from Flores. Obviously, yes, he's on the mediums. But this pace is astonishing. Could get himself into that top 5 possibly before he has to pit again. Up the inside in turn 9. That will give Oscar, push Oscar a little bit wide.
Well,
that's
here we go.
Done.
Corey's going to look around the outside. That's going to be contact. And Zoltan Boda's thinking for a little way through as well. Didn't work out. We're a quarter of a way through the Grand Prix. And is Oscar ghosted there? No, he's still side by side. They're going to make contact. They're not careful. Side by side. Robbing is racing. The Mercedes not giving him any room. The Alpine having descended right round the outside. They're coming towards the banking as well. So they're going to have to make a decision of who's ahead. Neither want to give way. Red Bull coming to play the party as well. Going to take the lone line. Mercedes sent to the high line as well. And now Zoltan Boda gets the toe. 3 wide as we go down to turn number 1 as well. Into the braking zone. The Ferrari's joining the mix as well. Into turn 1. Boda takes the pair of them, and Corey de Backer versus Oscar Villacampa finishes with Corey de Backer ahead of Villacampa, and Jeremy's past Philip as well. What a straightaway!
Yeah, well, 1 minute ago it was 14th, 15th for Red Bull. Now it's 9th and 10th, and looking also for an 8th is Flores now, just behind Leonard Gertzen now, coming in towards the end of Sector 1. This is going to be absolutely amazing strat from Flores if it can work. I can't say why it couldn't. Zoltan just can't keep up with his pace. So already outside the 1 second gap to his teammate. Oh, look at Flores up the inside in turn 9. This is definitely a Red Bull driver. Flores doing Max Verstappen strat, just no care in the world and just went for it, got it done, and that puts him into P8 now. Charging after the next is Bogdan Moldovan, who's currently in 7th. Let's see what Flores can do, and if he can get past Bogdan anytime soon, because Bogdan is a previous champion of F4, so he knows how to battle, and he knows how to defend from a car behind. But the question is, can he defend from Flores?
After the 2 races we've had so far, Flores has been kind to join us in the commentary box at the end of the race, and we stay chatting for about 15 minutes afterwards as well. It always begins a party. He's such a lovely guy as well, and he can always see how much of a determined, fair racer he is, as well as he now goes up the inside. Can he get ahead of Leonard? He can. What's my timing screen doing? Because Leonard was back up into 8th position. And that's not just my imagination either. I was looking at your screen. It's the same pictures as Zoltan Boda past Leonard for 9th position.
Yeah. And Flores just 5 tenths behind Bogdan now. Bogdan nearly had that 1 second gap to Cameron. Cameron's doing a really good job in 6th. I think he qualified 9th if I was correct. So he's doing a really good job. And Flores, purple set to 1. So he's really on the pace.
Connor said Flores can do double medium now, can't he, if he started on hards? Yep. So he started on hard compact tyres. He can now take 2 mediums to the end. So he's just got to get lucky with the pit stops. But, of course, you know that, Connor, as well. So he's got to get lucky with the pit stops and time it to perfection. He's going to have the undercut on everybody. He started on the hards, but his mediums are going to need another safety car period because he can't take them double the stint, can he? So this is going to get tasty. Very tasty.
Well, he can pit for mediums possibly in about 7 or 8 laps. No, maybe a little bit longer than 7 or 8 laps. Get yourself onto a new set of mediums and then carry it to the end, which you can do easily. He's right behind Bogdan Moldovan now, coming down towards turn 1. These mediums are absolutely amazing. Bogdan's not got the... Oh, no, he has got the RS, but Flores is just quicker. Flores at fastest lap at 13.1. Bogdan's still going to fight him around the outside at turn 1. Can't get anything. That is Bogdan all done and dusted for now. His next rival is Zoltan Boda just behind, but Flores now into 7th, just behind Cameron Dowd, just outside that 1 second gap, but I'm sure by the time we get to next year, RS only will be within that 1 second.
These mediums are flying on the old hards as well. Not many temperatures with them as well. So mediums in the optimal zone as we continue on lap 12 and 36. Jonas Martins, we haven't been talking much about him as well, as we predicted whoever was leading this race we won't be talking much about because of what Flores was going to do from back to front, the attempt. Jonas Martins does lead by 7/10 of a second to Jake Finch, who stays in 2nd. Leftich dropped further back as well, but the top 4 still separated by around about 1.5 seconds, so it's not that much.
Oscar Villacampa going for Leonard Gertzen now, coming down towards turn 11. Leonard's lost lots of pace now. Oscar's just behind. Can't get past. We're looking for moving towards turn 10, but couldn't quite do it. Now he's coming out of turn 12. Can you see if we can get him on the main straight? Just Corey back is going to give Leonard some DRS, which is going to be painful to Oscar Villacampa's
Yeah,
points
and
charge.
Jeremy's under pressure from Sergio Sabrino as well. Look at that. Sergio's already got a run on him at the last corner. And here comes the other Mercedes of Villacampa as well. This is a great run down towards turn 1, Richie.
It is, and there we go. Villacampa up round the outside, up the inside of Leonard, gets past him. Sergio also gets past Jeremy, but they're still fighting out up in towards turn 3. That's going to give Leonard the, Jeremy, the inside line, and bit of contact, which means Sergio
they'll kiss and make up for that. Yeah, they'll kiss and make up from that one. It was a pretty much a bad lock-up from Jeremy as well, because he was on the opposite part of the banking. So it was always going to end up, he had to go high. He wasn't in the correct braking zone. One of his wheels were too high than the other. So, and Sergio getting caught in the slipstream wake there as well, getting sent out as well. These wings, they're deciding to follow the car cleanly, but they still get affected by nasty aero as they come back towards the chicane.
Villacampa up around the outside of Cordobacker in towards the chicane, gets past him already. So that's Oscar Villacampa into P10 now. Oscar's got some really good pace on those hards. Corey is now going to be under pressure from Leonard, who's down in 12, starting up in 4. So Leonard's having a really bad first stint. We'll have to see if he can make up for it in the second stint. But now we've got Jeremy, who's on the ball. They're fighting out the back of Harry Lyndike now. And Jeremy into 12. Is Sabrina also going to look for a move? Yes, he is. Into the inside, making contact with the front wheels. And let's see. Into turn 1.
Bang.
And I think he gets it. Now Leonard goes down into 14th. I don't know if he's got any sort of damage, but he's losing lots of pace. Philip's also pressuring him now. Philip just 2 tenths behind him. And Leonard's also already losing pace to Sergio in ahead. And then we go back up to Floris, who's having a nice little journey behind Cameron Dates, but can't get past Cameron. Cameron's that barrier that's stopping Floris from getting himself into that top 6. Jan Halliday having a really good race as well, currently running 5th, along with Jake Finch, still with that amazing overtake in turn 3, round the outside, and he made it work. That is not something you see very often. But, can Floris get himself into that top 6? He's just behind Cameron, and Cameron's got lots of straight line speed. I mean, it's going to be difficult for Floris to get in with his DRS zones. The DRS is what's giving Floris that extra bit of aid in moving up these positions. So, yeah, Floris will definitely need Cameron to make a mistake sometime soon, because Cameron's still got DRS to Jan Halliday in front. And I can't see him losing DRS anytime soon either.
Yeah, they're cancelling each other out as well. 40% ERS down the straights to Floris. Cameron's got 46. There is a 6% difference between the two of them as well, round the lap time on this ERS deployment. So Floris is, I think, just got to back up a little bit and wait for his moment. But Cameron will not be bullied, and he will not be pushed out the way. He's going to hold his ground as hard as he can and prove what a racer he is, and hold Floris right behind him.
Watching Philip Waters now on the back of Leonard Goetze coming out of turn 4. Philip's all over the back of Leonard. Leonard's losing lots of pace. We'll go on board with Philip. He's able to get him into turn 6. No, he's not, but he's still going to stick behind through the end of sector 1. Philip's having pretty good charge after Leonard, but just can't get past. That's the issue that Oscar Villacampa was having on the back of Corey de Baca a couple of laps ago.
Thought he was going to look for a little bit of an inside into turn 9. Decided against it. Turn 10 too. He looks like he's backing off. He's got the DRS now on the run down towards the chicane. Can he send one up the inside? Too far back. And I hate this corner as well. I think everybody does. It's such a hard braking zone to get right as well. You always feel it when you come up to it as well. As they back on now to the banking, accelerate on. Strange to think as well that this has been on F1's 2020 game, 2021 and 2022, and it's only been there for a little bit, but that's a move further up as well. Sergio Sabrino getting ahead of Corey de Baca in towards turn 1, you saw just ahead.
Yep. Jack Humphries, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He just pitted onto his... No, I think he's pitting onto some mediums. Cole Dawn getting past Phil McKee.
Look, Finn, 17th, he's off. He's backwards at turn 1. So Finn's cutting the pit lane exit. He's got going again, but he's had a spin and he's dropped all the way down to 17th position.
Yep, that's the last thing he wanted. He's now 13 seconds behind the whole pack, because I think nearly everyone, apart from Bogdan, Oscar, and Sergio...
He's out! He's hit the wall! Too much wheel spin at the end, and he's backwards on the track, and it's a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. I was on board with when it happened.
Full safety car.
Full safety car. Wow, so they've gone from virtual to full because now the dots come out. So full safety car as Finn's car is at turn 3 with a wheel off. He got an exit curve all wrong, and it spat him into the wall, and he's knocked off the front suspension. So safety car is out, and Finn's out of the race. Now, yeah, and Jona Martin's pits, as you said.
Sort out the microphone software.
Well, oops, what's happened?
And I'm back. Yeah, my microphone cut out, but I've got it back now.
We've lost pictures. Sorry for that. But into the pit lane. So Zoltan Boda continues. McLaren does a double stop. Jona Martin's in. Jan's in too. He's changed over. Sergio Sabrina's got a 5-second time penalty. And it's mayhem in the pit lane as everybody is diving in to change onto new compound of tyres. Everybody's in. Perfect strategy though for Flores because he needed this safety car to come at the right time, and it has. Well done to everyone who was on the hard tyres for taking them 17 laps into the Grand Prix.
Really nice. Jonah's come out P2. Very confused why Zoltan didn't go for a double step with his teammate, because Zoltan's going to lose a lot of time when he has to pit onto new tyres. But Flores, provisional P6, so it's worked out for him very well.
Zoltan Boda has stayed out on the track, didn't want to get in the way of Flores in the pit stop. Now I don't think has he caught the safety? Yes, he has. He's caught the safety car. Oh, that's terrible news for Zoltan Boda. So the team call gave it to Flores. Zoltan stays out on 12-lap old mediums, and now will have to drop right to the back of the field when he makes his pit stop. 12-lap old mediums will not make it to the end, and he's caught the safety car.
Yeah, but he's gonna pit this lap surely. He'll drop, I think, to about P11, P12, I think. He'll come out just ahead of Philip, I think, depending on how bad his pit stop is. But
Cal says, by the way, Cal says pit lane is bugged, by the way, so pens are probably not legit. Oh, that's great news, then, so I'll get taken off.
Well, we'll have to see, because I can't see why they wouldn't be legit.
And Carter Lundy says mediums will die early, so this should be fun.
And Zoltan stayed out. That's odd, but okay.
He's going to hold the field up for Flores, isn't he? That's what he's going to do. That's his big plan. Hold up the field and just let it all go.
Maybe, but he's throwing his race off just to help Flores. And the question is that what Zoltan wants to do, or are we just missing something completely and Zoltan's going for a really, really bad or really, really alternative strategy?
I think we're missing something from the party here. There's something going on, because why didn't he come in the double stack like the McLarens did? Because that hasn't lost in positions at all. It's kept Jan in the same range, and so has Jona Martin. So there was room for Red Bulls to come in the pit lane. Everybody else did it. Why haven't they? Jeremy's up to 11th, so he's on hard tyres. I think he's good to the end. So he could become a surprising strategy as well. Riley says, how much does he think he can hold people up? That's a good question.
But he could do it. The thing is, he could hold them up. But even a couple of tenths can help Flores, You know, obviously we saw with Perez at Abu Dhabi. He was on way older tyres. And he held Lewis Hamilton up for quite a while. Obviously, I'm not sure about Zoltan's pace. But, you know, the 6 cars behind him until he gets to Flores, so he'll want to be able to defend from a couple, just to allow Flores to gain a couple positions, which obviously he wants to do. He's leading the championship. Issue is, if he finishes how it is now, I think Piana will get the. I'm sure he will get the championship lead. He's won last race in Bahrain, and I think he'll be able to win it again here in Zandvoort. He's having a really good race from Jake Finch just behind, then lefted. Currently for a provisional P3.
Just want to take this opportunity, by the way, to let everyone know in the chat, could you please let us know if everything is okay with pictures, Richie's mic, my mic and everything, since we had that little problem, just so that we're giving you the best possible coverage. Yeah. And I suppose it's a good opportunity to remind you about our fantastic sponsor, GT Omega, as well. There's a link in the description to the GT Omega site where you can use the code PSGL to get 5% off your purchase as well. And let me tell you something, I'm sat down in the commentary box and I'm so glad because I can lean back a little bit and I can watch the screen as well in relative comfort under this safety car period. Which is perfect. And I'm sorry on my behalf if I don't sound too enthusiastic or if I mess up because I've got a bit of cold, so I'm not feeling 100%. But you're doing a mega job, mate, as always. I couldn't miss it for the world, especially Zandvoort. Yeah, I couldn't. To be honest with you, I'm glad you didn't miss it because I'm not feeling 100% in terms of fatigue of commentating on the football earlier as well. So I was almost saying, I might have to give this one a miss, but I didn't. Did the same as you and came in the box. So well done. And Richie, you're nailing it as always, mate. So thank you. And you are as well, indeed. Oh, thank you very much. Before the safety car goes in the chat, who do you think will win the World Cup? I know it's a bit off topic, but still. I say your predictions, who will win? Or who will get to the final? I want to say England, but I've got to be realistic, and I don't actually know. Maybe Brazil. But
less of the football talk and more of the racing talk. The safety car is going to be in this lap. Now, Zoltan's going to lead them off down towards turn 1. Harvey says England is winning. Hopefully they do. I couldn't see why they couldn't, because they've had
England
really
versus USA tomorrow.
Wow.
That's going to be a match and a half, isn't it?
It will.
I'll be watching. Oh, Spain win. Oh, that's from Timing as well. Oh, hello. I remember Timing from another esport league back in the day. Hello.
But let's see. How does Zoltan lead the pack? Yona in P2. Obviously, technically first because Zoltan's going to have to pit, of course. But we'll go on board with Yona. We'll see how he starts.
He's right in the back, isn't he?
And look right behind. And when does Zoltan decide to go? He's going to leave it late. And he's gone. And, it's not gone the best for Yona at all. Is Jake Finch going to be able to get him? We've also got Vincent Nykvist.
Contact from the back as well, and that was Flores getting in the way. Bogdan's got through on the inside line. Jan's down the position. Villacampus through. Flores just about held it. He dove towards the pit wall, but it was all a mess further back, and you can see on the screens how much everybody is shifting positions. And there's the yellow we were predicting as Leonard's gone round on the track.
You're looking for anyone else.
Yeah, Leonard Conley Golo. Oh no, he's kept going, but he's got damage. So that's not a great restart, was it, Richie? That was another messy one.
Definitely not. We'll watch Jan Halliday. He's on the back of Bogdan Moldovan, though, coming in towards turn 9. He's going to go up the inside, and he's going to give Bogdan the inside in turn 10. But Jan's going to be able to get a better run on the exit at turn 10 and hopefully be able to get past him down in towards turn 11. On board with Jan, and he is pushing on the back of Bogdan now into turn 11, but doesn't get the move.
No,
that's not what he wanted. Considering he's running P5, he's now running P9 because obviously the double stack with McLaren. But Cameron Dow's doing a stellar job as well in P6. And the question is, when does Yona get past Zoltan? Because Zoltan's still not going to pit yet. He's leaving it quite late, surprisingly. And we'll go on board Yona now, up the inside towards turn 1. He's going to get the move for P1.
Oh, that's close! That's extremely close! Can he hold it? Yes, he can! Zoltan's going to try and fight back through turn 2 and 3. They're side by side. Zoltan's got the inside line to the braking zone. They're going to run each other wide. Yona's taking the high line, but Zoltan takes the low line. And this is your favourite bit, Richie. They're side by side through the tune section.
This is absolutely amazing, and Zoltan's still be able to hold in on those medium tyres, which are nearly dead. And he's got it.
He's done it. Brilliant. Yona Martins retakes the lead, and now Zoltan Boda is going to fall quicker than a pebble down an empty well.
Yeah, and the question is, how long is it before Jake Finch gets through? Because Jake Finch's got to do the move soon because Zoltan's going to start losing lots of time to Yona ahead. And Jake Finch just 2 tenths behind going in towards turn 11. I don't think he's going to be able to get it just yet. He'll have to do it down towards turn 1. Thought about it, but no. That's not.
How many positions Zoltan Boda drops is how much England's going to win by tomorrow against America in the World Cup. That's what we're talking about.
Well, they're currently winning by 1, which I hope is more.
If he gets any positions back as well, that's a goal for United States.
Well, I can't see that happening. And let's see now. Also, Cameron Day's on the back of Vincent Nykvist coming down towards turn. Ran the outside into turn 1. Very nice from Cameron. Also, Jake Finch getting past Zoltan Boda. And Cameron and Vincent's still fighting. It's going to be a close one. Into turn 3 now. Cameron's got the inside line. And ran the outside for Vincent. This is going to be a close one coming out the exit. Very nice there. And Vincent keeps the position.
Beautifully held by the pair of them. Vincent stays 5th, but Cameron's looking mean as ever. And he's looking to the inside, coming into the braking zone for turn 7 and 8. Didn't think about it and diving one up the inside because they would have both ended up in the gravel trap beached. And fun little fact, actually, the commentary boxes, but they've moved them now, actually, to the main grandstand. The old commentary boxes here at Zandvoort, you can leave the back of the door of the main grandstand commentary boxes, and within 15 seconds, you could be at the beach. That's an old little fact I like to say.
That's quite interesting and cool. But look at Flores.
Yeah.
On the back of Cameron now.
Back to 7th, so this is a good opportunity for Flores to get through. He's always been stuck behind Cameron. Race after race, lap after lap here, he's stuck. And now he needs to get past him. Cameron is proving himself as a fantastic F3 driver. Best of the F4 promotions, for sure.
And considering he's probably the youngest driver on here, I think he's 13, he's actually going to look at passing Cameron now. I mean, Vincent into turn 1, up the inside. Brakes a bit late. Oh! That's close, and a bit of contact from those two. And yet again, side by side between these two. And Vincent stays ahead just for now. And Flores will be wanting see some of these actions so he can get a move and pick them off one by one. And pretty bad exit for Cameron.
Yeah. Yeah, too high line, as you said, the Fernando Alonso line. Flores got such a better exit. It's going to try and pull around the outside into turn 8 as well. They're rubbing wheels. That's brave from Flores. He wants to hold him around the outside line. Cameron's giving him enough room as well. And fair dues to Cameron. He gave enough room. Can Flores dive one on the inside in turn 9? He can, very late. They're going to make contact wheel to wheel. And just about kept on the track there. Both men trying to give each other as much room as possible. And that was committed as ever.
Absolutely amazing racing from those two there. That's the top of racing we want to see, not the stuff that F2 give us. But watching the back of Jan Halliday now, on the back of Bogdan, and these two have a nice little battle for P8. Bogdan is having his first time to get some points, and Jan is looking for his first points in F3. So this will be interesting. Zoltan Bona gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's going to go on board with lefted now. As he's on the back of Zoltan going down the main straight. I think he's going to be able to get past him to take P3, which he does. And the question is now, how long is it before Flores? Well, Flores actually got past Cameron, sorry. Bogdan going around the outside of Cameron Dowds into turn 1. Bogdan having a really good race, cutting the P8, looking to take P7 off Cameron. Cameron's going to have to get the high line into turn 3. And Bogdan's going to have the low line. The question is it going to work for Bogdan? I think it might, but Cameron's still going to fight back. Better traction on the exit. Now coming down towards turns 5 and 6. And Bogdan's got the move, puts him to P7. Cameron now down to P8.
Look at Jan there, right behind. He was thinking about a move at the exit at turn 3. He's got the run straight away on the back of Cameron. Can he get the run through? Is he going to do what Flores did and think about a move up the inside at turn 9? Well, he thought about it, but it's too far back. Turn 10 looks likely to pick up the DRS and have a run in towards the chicane. Bit of a snap of oversteer there from the McLaren driver as he accelerates down towards the chicane. And I think Cameron's just about got too far ahead of him.
Yep, but Flores up on the back of Vincent now, just 2.5 tenths, nearly 3 tenths now. This is going to be interesting. Can Flores get past Vincent and also get past his teammate? Because surely he doesn't want his teammate to hold him up. And
he doesn't.
Very confused. When is Zoltan going to pit? He's leaving it really late. So, yep, we're on board with Vincent. Flores. And look at this speed from Flores now into turn 1.
Oh, that's going to be tight. And it is contact.
And that's both Zoltan off the track. That was interesting.
Yeah. That's a mess. And look at Zoltan dropping quickly. And I think he might even retire. As diving up the inside, Flores is going to get a tap there from Vincent Nyquist, who came back at him as well. So Vincent went to the inside to take a move from Zoltan. But Flores was caught up with the DRS and the slipstream. He went to the inside. 3 into 1 doesn't go. Flores locked up, pushed them both wide, and it ends up with Zoltan in the gravel. But that is going to annoy Vincent like mad, and that one will get investigated after the race.
That will.
And Flores is the 4th.
Oh, and that's round. That's Bogdan round.
No, spinner!
He's been touched at turn 9. That's a shame. He's putting that down to P15.
Right, Villa Camper. Wow. And now look at Cameron's up to 7th, passing Sergio Sabrino into the braking zone. He's trying to send him around the outside to the chicane. That's going to be very tight. The Mercedes gets forced out wide. Philip Watts is coming through on the inside there as well. And he's done it. Cameron holds off 7th. Sergio Sabrino down to 8th. And Philip's now going to have the challenge too. It's all kicking off again at Zandvoort.
It is. And every time we're here, there's a bit of kicking off, and also we've got Villacamper and Vincent fighting to turn 1 now. Oscar's going to go to the inside. Vincent's going to have the outside line, not a good line at all for him. He's going to lose a position. And Sabrino still fighting Cameron Downs now towards turn 3. He's going to go up the inside. Oh, and he gets spun round, and he goes off track.
No!
Jack Humphries has contact with Sergio as well. This is absolute chaos. Jeremy looking to get past Sabrino as well into turn on the exit of turn 4. This is interesting. And Jack Humphries also, touching the back of Jeremy. Jeremy's got 1, and that's some round. 3 round at turn 7. That's
what we were fearing, and he's just turned into F2 for the last time. I think the Mercedes might be out, as there's just absolute chaos. Is Sergio going to retire? Well, he's in the wall. He's trying to find reverse to get it out. Well, he's trying to reverse, but he's not actually reversing, is he? Can you see? Oh, he's reset the track. We saw that. That'll be a penalty.
This has turned into a demolition derby. It all
starts. Sergio Sabrino, he's got no rear suspension. He just tried to go, and he's going round and round and round. So the rear tyres are probably cooked. I think he's got something wrong with the suspension, because every time he hits the accelerator, he's gone round. He's got going again. I think he's going to go round at turn 10 as well. Just about holds it. And look at Cameron ahead of Vincent. Vincent's dropped to 7th. Cameron's up to 6th now as the fields separate again.
But yeah, it started with Flores locking up into turn 1. That will probably get investigated because it sent Zoltan wide, sent Vincent wide.
Well,
And
it kicked
then
off everything, didn't it?
turn 7, Jeremy got booted from, I think it was, who was it now? He got booted by someone, and then that meant Sergio was a bit unstable, and then the three of them just went round into the wall. Nothing any of them could do at that point. Jan Halliday on the back of Philip, and Sergio's
out goes Sergio Sabrino. He's retired in the pit lane as well. I thought he might take it back to the pits, then call it a day.
But the thing is, though, this type of racing isn't good. It's not what we want to see, especially at the the third tier of PSGL. These are I suppose you could say the future shooting stars. So,
well, we saw this in F2. We saw this in F2, didn't we? So, yeah.
Philip now on the back of Vincent, and also Jan on the back of Philip. Let's see, do we get any moves into turn 1? Yes, we will.
Whoa!
That's 1 past, and that's going to be 2 past. And that puts
Ferrari.
Vincent now down to 9th. Gets double overtaken into turn 1, but he's going to be pushing after Jan still. Has to let off, knowing that move isn't possible. And now Kodabaka on the back of him now into turn 3. And let's see, will Cody be able to get past him? No, he won't. Losing time on the exit turn 3, which is expected. But, yeah, this isn't good for Vincent. Started, was it 3rd or 4th? And he's now 9th.
4th on the grid, yeah, just dropped down. And he was lower as well before the pit stops and the safety cars. He managed to get a couple of positions there. Hasn't really worked out. But Jonah Martins leads from Jake Finch in 2nd. And I'll tell you one thing as well. It's just...
Kodabaka up the inside.
Yep,
in turn 10.
That's a good move.
And he gets him. That is really good from Colrate. Puts him into P9. Puts Vincent into P10, which is not what he wants at all. That means he'll get 1 point from this race, which is definitely not what he wants.
Well, anybody else having an exciting day? Because I am. I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone who's celebrating this holiday. Hope you've all had a fantastic day. I watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade earlier between my breaks as well of commentating on the football, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone who's watching us stateside.
Yeah, Vinny might have damage. I'm not sure, but he's losing so much time on the back of Corey and the back of Jan and Philip, so that's definitely a possibility.
I'd say wing damage, don't you? Looks like that.
But it isn't visible. There's no visible wing damage at all, so it's an odd one. But we'll have to find out after the race. But Leonard Gertz on the back of Zoltan Bowden out. Zoltan, 24 laps. Jack Humphries is out. He's retired on track.
Is
that a safety car?
Yep. It's happened again now. Is it via? It's a full safety car.
Again.
Another safety car has been deployed. Jack Humphries is out of the Netherlands Grand Prix, and now we have to go again with 29 of the 36 laps complete. This will be a sprint showdown and a 3rd safety car. 5 cars out, all of them triggered the safety car.
Right, Josh.
Well, this is fun. Go on.
Josh, cast your mind back to season 30, round 9.
Yeah.
I think it was around lap 29. We had that late safety car, and the carnage got even worse. And I don't even know if the carnage here is at worse. I'm not sure.
Well, I tell you what, Carter Lundy might remember commentating with me on BBB Esports when it was around, and we had a late safety car, and we restarted with 1 lap to go, and it was chaos everywhere, and everyone's hang on, that's Flores onto softs. Cameron Downs in as well. It's all coming through.
This is going to be interesting. This is going to be a fight. Now I'm excited.
This is it. This is the big one. Well, this is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah,
honestly,
Carter, as I said, might remember that race because when the safety car came in, much similar to mine and yours, Richie, everybody just crashed out everywhere. It was like an exodus. Everyone was over everywhere. So this is going to be mega. Look at that. From Flores down, all on soft tyres, and Bogdan Moldovan, Oscar Villacampa left in, Jake Finch and Jonah Martins on 13 lap on mediums. It's Lewis Hamilton versus Max Verstappen when the race restarts again. This is brilliant.
All right. Looking at the screen, and the first thing it did was gave a smile to my face. This is going to be a grandstand finish. Everyone, apart from the top 5, on new tyres. And then Georgie says, safety car could out again. Probably, because Flores is going to send a move into the inside and going to take about 17 people out.
This is going to be fun.
It will.
Are we feeling up to this? We might need to call in some professionals, because this is going to be crash, bang, wallop as well.
Will. Especially when you got Flores leading the soft field.
Yes.
Sorry, Flores, no offence to you at all.
So how long? Well, the field isn't within 10 seconds yet, so they're not going to bring the safety car
Right,
in
so
at the moment.
the Widge, I presume you're going to pronounce that in Dutch, which should be like the Y. I don't know how to pronounce those words. So is it pronounced Widge or Y?
If it's
Or
pronounced
Vi.
Y, put a Y in the chat, then we'll know. Carter says he's going to be in PSGL Steward's prison after this. Yeah.
This is going to be intense. Reminds me a bit like Abu Dhabi without the corruption.
It is. Yeah. Where's Michael Mazzi? Has he been behind this entire race?
Well,
Jonah Martins led from lights out, or done a great race, and now Flores, who started right at the back on the softs, is going to take the lead of the race and get the win in a Red Bull. I might just point out.
Wow.
He's in a Red Bull.
But the one thing I want to go about this race is I want Bogdan to finish in the points. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, where is he right now? Fifth.
He's fifth, which is good.
But on mediums.
So we said he was 7th, then he dropped down to 15th because he got punted, and now he's possibly in chance for points again. He's just got to hold off the other guys. We're going to have what?
He'll be in this lap. He'll be in this lap. So 33, 34,
Josh,
35, 36, 4 laps to go.
I am going to give you the honours of leading them off.
Thank you. Is that just because my voice can keep up with them?
Yes, correct. Cameron's dad says this is tense. Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
I thought you might, because you're with your cough, and now
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold up very well.
Here we go. Safety car is in. So we're going to have 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 5 to go. 5-lap sprint at Zandvoort. Yes, please. Look at that, warming at the tyres. So Martins, Finch, Lefted, Villacampa, Moldovan on 14-lap old mediums. Everyone else on brand spanking new soft tyres. Time to get the party started. Look at that. Yona doesn't want to lead them across the line. Doesn't want to give them any room as we go racing again at Zandvoort. As Jake is going to look to the inside line. Look at that already from the Red Bull trying to make a run through. Villacampa passing Moldovan. Finch trying to go through for second. There's contact between the two leaders. They just about hold on. Jake keeps the lead of the race. And now Yona takes it back as well. Fantastic in the front as we saw wheel-to-wheel action as Flores is already up into 5th position, and there's contact. Flores is sideways, just saves it, and he made contact with Villacampa. The soft tyres just getting through, but the mediums are making it every bit as difficult as they possibly can as they're through the sand dune section. Now back towards the stadium complex. Flores just about holds it, and he's now looking as well like everybody else is on old tyres. Going to try right round the outside. It's like a magnet being pulled with the momentum, and he's going to go wheel to wheel. They bang wheels. Villacampa's not giving any room up the inside into the braking zone. Flores takes the position. Villacampa's going to send it. Villacampa's forced it wide. He gets a time penalty, and they're still making contact. What is Villacampa doing? Cameron Downs is round. Cameron Downs has gone down to 15th position. Flores gets ahead. Cameron's rejoined, but he's spun in 15th position on the soft compound tyres, and now the race sets off again. But what was Villacampa doing? And now with that trying to break the toe, it's all kicking off.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on Oscar Villacampa, but juicy racing. I copied that from Connor there, put it in the chat. But honestly, Flores, oh my God, he woke up and chose violence, purely.
He was pushing everything he possibly could.
About 4 times, I thought, oh, he's gone round, but he ends up saving it anyway. Corey fighting Yana Halliday now into turn 7, as well as Philip Waters trying to hold the P7. This is getting spicy now between some of these guys at the back, and Jan still can't get through. But
and now here goes the Haas. Look at Vincent. Vincent will try to go around the outside of that McLaren through turn 10. Doesn't pick it up. We'll have the DRS though on the run down towards turn 11. With it open. No DRS for 2 more laps. Going to do this completely on slipstream power. Sends it up the inside. Lay on the brakes as well. McLaren stands no chance. Just about holds it. Nearly contact every second.
Right. Eyes to Flores. 3 tenths behind Lefted. Is he able to get himself that P3? Great. Harry Lyndyke now. He's going to have more top speed. Can he get Lefted into turn 1? Let's see. He's going to be closing in on him, but he's just not got close enough. That's unfortunate for Flores. So he's now stuck down in 4th, but he's way better under braking with those tyres.
Jan's up into 8th position, past Corey DeBacker to 1:12 from Flores. He's got the fastest lap, but now he's the one to watch. He's monsterly fast as well. It is literally like a magnet. It's pulling him around the track as well. It's instant acceleration, instant torque, and he's going to have a run at lefty through the sand dune section, trying to pull into the outside, down towards turn 8. He's going to go on the grass, and he's still got traction. That Red Bull is sticking to the ground like super glue. Definitely amazing as well as they continue to push into the stadium sector.
But Flores, I think he's thought now, I've got nothing to lose. But this is absolutely amazing performance here from Flores. Probably one of the best performances I've seen from any driver here at PSGL at the moment. And look at this now, in towards turn 11. Does he send it? No, he doesn't. He's not that silly. It's not that silly.
Well, I say that, but I think he would have had left in a lap before if the camper hadn't done a suicide move on the inside line. And he was on top of him. My goodness.
Well, at least there was no physical on top of each other business this time.
Yes.
So let's see.
That was something.
Can Flores get past lefted into turn 1? He's losing time on the straight. But what he wants, he can't get past lefted. But look how much closer he can get in the braking zones.
He's running out of time.
Not enough. He is.
Cameron's done a 1:12.048, but look, Jonah Martins might just have this. He's got to pass Jake and lefted on
Run
this
the outside.
Oh, that's brave. Can he hold on the high line? No, he can't. This is going to... Oh, he can get the better acceleration, though, through the dune section. Side by side. Going to go on the outside. It's turn 8. That's a way to go through. But lefted shuts the door. The podium is knocking as well. But Flores can't get through to answer. He's got too much traffic.
But he's going to go up the inside to turn 9. Yes, he does up the inside from Flores. Pushes lefted down to 4th. And he's got the P3. Now his next charge is after Jake Finch, who's currently running P2, hasn't got the DRS. Flores has. He's not going to be able to get him into turn 11, be able to get him down towards turn 1. Let's see.
Oh, look at that. He had so much more speed. He's closed 6/10 of a gap to less than 3/10 in 2 corners. He can easily take him in towards turn number 1, but 1.3 seconds he's got to Jonah Martins as well as we're about to start the last lap. Flores was with the DRS. He started this race at the back after a qualifying ban. Can he take the race win? Onto the last lap we go, and he still can't do anything into turn 1, Richie.
Nope. Stuck behind Jake. This is not what he wants. He's losing more and more time. He needs to get past Jake to get himself that P2. But also, can Jake get past Jonah? That's the question as well. But look at Flo. He's going to go around the outside again. He's going to send Jake on a bit of a different line. He's going to get a better exit. Can he get him down towards turn 6? That's the question. Look at these two. They're gaining.
Oh,
Big incidents at the back.
Round. Zoltan Boda's gone round. It's caused a yellow flag, but he's got going again. Onto the grass goes Flores. He still can't get through. Have to go for a dive bomb at turn 9 if he stands any chance of winning this race. But he's closing 8/10 away from Jonah Martins. He's going for it on the inside. Cleanly takes second. Now the question is, can he get Jonah Martins before the line? Jake's fighting back. It's dealt with. Did he get the DRS to Jonah Martins? Yes, he did. How much can he have him towards the line? This is breakneck speed here at Zandvoort. Is it possible towards the last couple of corners? He's so fast through the chicane. 9/10 become 8, become 7. But is it good enough towards the line, Richie?
No, it's not. But Jonah is going to look to take a second win in a row from Flores. He's just not got that speed down towards the line. He's going to start gaining. But look at this. He's gaining. But, yeah, not enough. But Jonah wins the Dutch Grand Prix. Flores takes second, followed by Jake Finch on the podium. Then lefted Bogdan up to 5th. Jan into 6th. Then Oscar comes home 7th, followed by Philip, Vincent and Corey. Vincent's going sideways across the line. But that was right, I'm sorry there, but that has taken my favourite race of the season.
Yeah.
Favourite race I've commentated on.
Well, it's always Zandvoort. Spectacular Zandvoort. Jonah Martins wins. Driver of the day to Flores Wires. But the top 2 battled it out to the end. What a race.
Whew, that was amazing. I can't describe how much I enjoyed that race. It's a shame that I had a cough on this day because I'm not as enthusiastic as normal. But honestly,
I think it came across.
That was pretty good. Well done to Flores. Well done to Jonah holding him off. That was interesting. Oscar possibly cost him the win. Carter's probably correct. Yeah, he definitely cost him the win. Oscar doing a bit of a Daniel Haddad tactic. He's going to have a lot of people in with him. He's already left the session. So, but yeah, interesting race that was. But yeah, Jonah wins by just over 7/10 to Flores. Flores started last, finished second, which is pretty amazing. But the issue is, he might get a penalty for that incident in turn 1, which could lose him possibly a few positions. But if anyone would like a interview, just pop into the waiting room and we'll drag you up. It would be nice to hear from Flores.
Yeah, I'm ready, as always.
Amazing. So yeah, Floris, Jake, Yona, anyone, just pop into the waiting room. We'll drag you up. But absolutely amazing. We're going to move to the intervention screen in a short second. Hang on.
50-minute race with 3 safety cars, but that was absolutely epic.
Go back.
What was the gap? 7/10 at the end. Wow.
It was. Whew, believe me, that was amazing. I'll keep saying it, but anyone who watched this race, you was in for a big treat. But then again, it's Zandvoort, isn't it? Every time we race here, there's incidents, there's contact, there's battles. It's
constant, yeah.
And the thing is, it's only when we commentate. I've seen many Zandvoort racing, never goes well at all. There's nothing. But when it's us, it's like, yeah, we'll give them a race.
They like us. There's something. The racing gods like us. Right, Bogdan Moldovan, who finished in 5th, is in the waiting room. I'm going to drag him in. Bogdan, he's deafened at the moment. Bogdan, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Finally, Bogdan, points. That's what I wanted.
Well done.
I ain't going to take credit for that because I did message you and say get points. So I'm going to say I was influenced.
Well, it looks like every time you message me and say to do something, I do. Same in Imola last season. You told me to win and I did it. So keep messaging me before races.
But amazing. Well done on that.
Well, yeah, let's speak about the race. So qualifying went really great. Like I didn't expect it to go that great. I actually did a PB in the session. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. But the race, yeah, I know it will be a little compromise because I went for a qualifying setup more than a race setup. But yeah, I tried to keep it as clean as possible. As you know, Netherlands is a track where everyone just goes for it, and yeah, they do crazy things. I had an incident with Cameron, but I don't think it's my fault because he went wide there, and I just took my line, and then he closed me in. So I don't know if he wants to report it or anything. Wait. Oh, I just got a message from him and said it is a racing incident, so no report there. But yeah, I'm really sad about the drivers' mentality in this league. Like, they just go for the mentality that if someone dives you, you have to dive them back. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. I'm talking about Floris just going deep into turn 1 and yeeting everyone out of the track, and then Vincent coming and pushing Floris out of the track. Then I think it's not Oscar, and then Oscar with Floris again pushing outside of the track and all of that things. I will have to do a lot of reports after this race as I got tapped on the back, I think in lap 20 and something. But other than that, I'm really happy with the result, really happy with my pace, and I'm really grateful of my qualifying result.
But one question before we let you go. How worried was you when you saw everyone behind you on soft and you was on mediums?
Well, the thought process there was, yeah, I saw what these people can do, and I better keep it safe. So that's why I didn't pit and just tried to stay on track and let them fight and lose time and spin and everything like that. And it worked. Like, I got beaten only by Floris on softs, and he will certainly get a penalty for what he did this race. So a P4 for me is looking like.
Yeah, very good. Anything
I tell you
from
what,
Josh?
though, yeah, how tempting was it to pit on that last safety car for softs, or did it never cross your mind? Were you happy with the mediums at the race?
Well, it was tempting at first, but then I started to think about it, and I knew that softs were really bad after one lap. As you saw, the softs had no chance to catching the mediums. And again, the fact that everyone was fighting at the end, and I knew they would lose time, and I just tried to go with the safer strategy.
Perfect strategy. Nice. First ever points in F3. Long time getting here. Well done, Bogdan. Mega proud.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I hope I will come in this commentator box often.
Oh yeah, please do. You're more than welcome anytime. Even when you're not racing, you're welcome.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Anyway.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks, Bogdan. I tell you what, a man who knows he's welcome. He's been here every single week in the commentary box, and there's always a good laugh even after we end the stream as well. That's Floris. Hi, Floris.
Hello.
Started 20th, finished second, 7/10 away from the win. I think everybody in the chat was rooting for you. That was fantastic.
It was fantastic until one moment happened. They're probably
Yes.
gonna get a penalty for that, but
Which
other than
moment?
that, the race was perfect. And yeah, if a stupid Spanish man didn't defend that hard, I would have gotten the win, I think.
Yeah, that
Talk
was.
to us. Talk to us about that Villacampa move actually, because you were on the inside and then you Anderson
Oh,
was on the outside. Can you just...
it's just all Spanish people. Sorry that I'm saying, but some Spanish people are clean, but most of the Spanish people are dirty driving like this. I saw this happen last year with Malolo and Joost Noordijk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't happen in league racing. Well, my move as well shouldn't happen in league racing as well, because that I completely missed my breaking point, and I'm apologizing for that. But yeah, other than that, the race was pretty much perfect.
Yeah, watching that, it was especially those last couple of laps. We was on you, I think, the whole time, and it was absolutely amazing. Especially, I was many times on the edge of my seat when Villacampa sent some moves, because about 3 times he was sideways, and I thought, how is this guy still surviving? Because no offense to Oscar, but he was very questionable on those final laps.
Yeah, questionable. I don't think it's questionable. It's clear. It's clear on the feed. So yeah, but
Still,
that was my. For some reason, I kept it on track, and yeah, I think that's hard work, but also
Yeah,
talent to keep it on track.
definitely.
But other than that, great race. Again, apologies to Vincent, because that move was just silly, and I want to apologize that in public, and so that everybody knows that I'm at fault, and
Yeah.
I know that I made my own mistakes, but we move on. We learn from these mistakes and
Yeah.
move on to next week. But to see that I can finish second in this race from starting P20 is a good thing.
It is, definitely. And we thank you yet again for joining us here in the commentary box. It was absolutely amazing to have an interview with you. But next we have Corey the Backup, who's joining us in the interview room. Hello, Corey.
Hello.
And first of all, I want to make sure, do I actually pronounce your name correctly?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Oh, fab.
perfect. that's
right.
But you finished P10, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After starting P10, so happy on to get a point as well at your home race, of course.
Yeah, to be honest, quite happy still to get points because I'm a reserve and I don't have much time, of course. So I'm really happy to still get P10, but I really bottled quali, to be honest, because there was more in it. But yeah, the rest in the race, it was pretty chaotic with everything happening to me. I also got 2 times damage. I got a safety car by the first one, that helped, but the second one was just fighting for my P10.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty chaotic race.
Obviously, we spoke to Floris and Bogdan about the driving standards. What do you think driving standards was like in your opinion today?
It was more, yeah, I don't know. It was really dirty, to be honest, today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people just, okay, yeah, of course you can try to make a move like Yen did in front of me, just looking on the inside, I also did to him, but some guys, they just send it out of nowhere, and then they just, they touch the other guy, and the other guy goes out of track, so they ruin other people's races. And to be honest, I'm agreeing with Flores, because most of the time it is Spanish people, but I know, of course, there are there are clean drivers, of course, but there are really some dirty ones between in the Spanish ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but thanks for joining us for an interview. It's nice to see you here. And going into the next race, where are we again? I forgot. If you know,
Austria's the next one, isn't
Austria, maybe.
Oh, great! Even worse, Austria's the next one as well.
But yeah, I think it's safe to say we're going to end this here. I'm just going to put us back onto the interview screen again, so you can see our lovely faces in 1 second.
It's Canada next. It's Canada. Then Canada, Monaco, Silverstone, then we go for Christmas.
Well, I guess we won't put the interview screen on because it won't let me get your camera on, Josh. That's an issue in my Discord. But thank you everyone for joining us yet again for a very eventful, good and bad Zandvoort Grand Prix. For some people,
Do you
it
know
would
what, Richie?
be.
Yeah, do you remember when you first joined at Zandvoort and
Yeah.
I told you I always have a fear of commentating on this track because every single time something happens with the league, something disrupts with the format we run as well. And it's happened again. It's the curse of Zandvoort. It gives us a great race, but it starts splitting up the drivers as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun coming into it now.
Yeah, me and Josh are going to leave you all here, and we'll see you next week for the Canadian Grand Prix. So have a good evening, everyone, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
It's brought to you by GT Omega, proudly supporting PSGL.